Okay, in this video I'm going to attempt to show you how to lubricate an Akko Glare Magnetic switch. Which doesn't open easily with a normal aluminum switch puller, but with a plastic switch puller it isn't that difficult, and it sounds, I think, a lot better. So just so you get an idea of what it sounds like before lubing and after. The 0 key is not lubed. This is stock. And the number 4 key here, I lubed this, not the spring even, just the housing and the stem. Springs don't really make a lot of ping in these, so it's not that big of a deal for the spring. But for the housing and the stem, see how it doesn't rattle? Whereas the unlubed version, there's a lot of rattle. All right, so let's begin. So this switch opener is plastic, and the Akko Glare switch, it has just a flat plastic side, so that's why I'm going to use this side of the switch opener, not the side with the prongs, because a lot of normal mechanical switches, or even most magnetic switches, like this TCC Uranus or whatever, for instance, they have like 2 prong plastics you have to pull out. But the Akko is a big, it's like a long piece of plastic that goes all the way across. I don't know if you can, it's really hard to see it on the Jade Magnetic Pro, but look, this is a normal mechanical switch, the Olab's oat switch, and you can see there's like 2 prongs, 2 plastic prongs. So that's when you would use this kind of a switch opener. For this side, it's because that there's one long plastic strip on the side you want to undo. That's why you're going to use this side. Now, normal switch opener, this is aluminum switch opener. If you notice, try to put this Akko Glare switch in between the prongs, but it'll never fit. I've tried this like for, I don't know, an hour or so. It won't, because the aluminum has no give at all, and this switch is just a little wider than a normal mechanical switch. So the plastic, even the plastic, it doesn't just fit by itself. Like you can see, it's off. It's like it can't, it's not, see how it's not level? I can't push it in because it isn't really meant to fit like that. But I can take the switch, I can push down against the other side of the other prong, and then I can get it to clip in. So now, see how it's straight? It's parallel with the switch opener. I can just push down on the sides where the prongs are, and there, the switch opens. Okay, so that's using a plastic switch opener. There's 2 ways that this Akko Glare switch opens. One will be with this diffuser stuck in the top housing, and this is pretty firm. And the other is it'll be stuck or it'll be left behind in the bottom housing where this opening is. Depending on where it ends up after you open it, I would just leave it wherever it is. If it falls out of the top housing, well, then I would actually put it back into the bottom housing, because that means it really was kind of loose. So, first part that I use, or this is kind of lube I'm going to use, typical GPL 205 G0. So this can's, it's not too full. I've been using it a little bit. So, just Crazy dogs ruin my recording. Anyway, I'm gonna use a lot of grease here. I'm gonna coat the top housing, the sides especially, like to the side of the diffuser and the corners, because that's where the top housing will hit the stem, and that's on your up press. You'll hear this rattling sound, and this is what needs the most amount of lube. The next piece I'm going to lube is the stem itself, and especially I want to look at lubing the top part of the side of the stem where the rails are, because the top of the rail is what hits the top of the housing, and that's what causes the rattle. And finally, this is a kind of a choice whether you want to actually have it clack or be muted. So you can, I like to put, for these, because I found that magnetic switches just don't clack that well, I'm going to make it thock more and make it muted. So I put grease around the inside stem. And this is going to make it really muted. Like, you're going to notice how much more muted. It's much quieter when you do that. Alright. TTC Uranus switch, maybe you could make it clacky more than the Akko. So you might want to do, you could try that on there, but for the Akko, it doesn't want to be a clacky switch. It wants to be a thocky switch. So I'm not going to fight it and just put lube on it, on that stem. Alright, after that, you just take the bottom housing in the switch puller or opener, close it on top, pull the switch out, close it together, and you can hear how it's almost like a silent linear switch with the lube on it. Put that in. Place the key cap, and now listen. No rattle. It sounds very smooth. See number 9? That's not lubricated. Number 0, lubricated. Not lubricated. Lubricated. That's it for this recording. Maybe next time I will show you how I lube a TTC Uranus switch, which is a clacky magnetic switch. It's a little bit different, but it can use a standard switch opener since it isn't a little bit larger or anything. So that has a different lube mechanism because the spring in that instance does make sound and ping. So maybe I'll do that for another video.